Long ago, in a time of kings and prophets, there lived a ruler whose wisdom and power surpassed all others. He was a man chosen by Allah, who spoke to birds, commanded the wind, and ruled over both humankind and the jinn. His name was Sulaiman ibn Dawud, Solomon, son of David, peace be upon them both. Join us as we journey through the epic story of Prophet Sulaiman, a tale of divine wisdom, miraculous power, and ultimate humility before the Creator. Prophet Sulaiman was born into a household of prophecy. His father, Prophet Dawud, was not just a prophet, but also a mighty king, a man blessed with a voice so melodious that mountains and birds would join him in praising Allah. As Sulaiman grew, his intelligence and wisdom shone brightly. One day, a dispute arose between a farmer and a shepherd. The shepherd's sheep had grazed in the farmer's field at night, destroying his crops. While his father, King Dawud, was judging the case, the young Sulaiman offered a solution so brilliant that it left his father in awe. Allah mentions this very moment in the Quran. And remember Dawud and Sulaiman, when they judged concerning the field whose sheep had strayed into it by night, and we were witness to their judgment. So we made Sulaiman understand it. This was the first glimpse of Sulaiman's divine gift, a wisdom and understanding far beyond his years. When Prophet Dawud passed away, Sulaiman inherited not only his father's throne, but also his sacred mission of prophethood. Yet Allah granted him something no one before or after him would ever receive, a kingdom that encompassed both the seen and the unseen worlds. Sulaiman prayed to his Lord with profound humility, saying, "My Lord, forgive me, and grant me a kingdom that will not belong to anyone after me. Indeed, you are the bestower." Allah answered his prayer in the most extraordinary way. The winds became his loyal servants, carrying his armies across vast lands with breathtaking speed. The powerful Jinn worked under his command, building magnificent palaces, grand temples, and massive structures that defied human capability. Even the birds became his messengers, soaring through the skies to bring him news from distant corners of his empire. As the Quran beautifully describes, "And to Sulaiman we subjected the wind, and from the jinn were those who worked for him by the permission of his Lord. They made for him what he willed of arches, statues, basins as large as reservoirs, and stationary kettles." His empire stretched from east to west, a testament to divine justice and unwavering submission to Allah. Among the most wondrous blessings bestowed upon Sulaiman was the ability to understand and speak the language of animals. The Quran tells us, "And Sulaiman was the heir of Dawud. He said, 'O people, we have been taught the language of birds, and we have been given from all things. Indeed, this is a clear favor.' He could comprehend the songs of the birds, the speech of ants, and the whispers of the wind. Once, as his mighty army marched across the land, they approached a valley teeming with ants. An ant, sensing the danger, cried out to its colony, 'O ants, enter your dwellings, lest Sulaiman and his soldiers crush you while they do not perceive.' Prophet Sulaiman, hearing this tiny creature's warning, smiled gently. Instead of feeling pride in his power, he turned to Allah in gratitude, praying, 'My Lord, enable me to be grateful for your favor, which you have bestowed upon me, and to do righteousness that you approve.' This moment, so simple yet so profound, revealed the depth of his humility. Even as he commanded a kingdom of unimaginable power, he understood that all his abilities were a gift and a test from his Creator. One day, Prophet Sulaiman was inspecting his army of birds when he noticed one was missing, the hoopoe, known as Hudhud. Annoyed by its absence, he declared, "Why do I not see the hoopoe? Or is he among the absent? I will surely punish him with a severe punishment or slaughter him unless he brings me a clear authority." Soon the hoopoe returned, but it brought astonishing news from a distant land called Saba, or Sheba. It was a prosperous kingdom ruled by a wise and powerful woman, Queen Bilqis. The hoopoe reported, I have found a woman ruling over them, and she has been given of all things, and she has a mighty throne. But I found her and her people prostrating to the sun instead of Allah." This discovery troubled Prophet Sulaiman deeply. It was not the queen's power that concerned him, but her people's deviation from the true path. Determined to guide them, Sulaiman sent a letter with the hoopoe. It began, "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Do not be arrogant before me, but come to me in submission, as Muslims." When Queen Bilqis received the letter, she was taken aback by its authoritative yet respectful tone. After consulting her advisors, she decided to test Sulaiman's power by sending him lavish gifts, thinking he was just another worldly king seeking riches. But Sulaiman rejected them, declaring, "Do you offer me wealth? What Allah has given me is far better than what He has given you." He then prepared a miracle that would forever change her heart and her destiny. Prophet Sulaiman turned to his court, which included men, jinn, and animals, and asked, "O assembly, which of you can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?" A powerful jinn, an ifrit, boasted, "I will bring it to you before you rise from your place." But then another, one who possessed knowledge of the divine book, said, "I will bring it to you in the blink of an eye." And just like that, before Sulaiman could even refocus his gaze, the magnificent throne of Queen Bilqis appeared right before him. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Sulaiman bowed his head and said, "This is from the grace of my Lord to test me whether I am grateful or ungrateful." When Queen Bilqis finally arrived at his court, Sulaiman had her throne disguised to test her wisdom. He asked, "Is your throne like this?" She looked closely and, recognizing its unique features, astutely replied, "It is as if it were the very one." Her journey into wonder had just begun. Sulaiman then led her to a palace with a floor made of polished crystal, so clear it looked like a deep pool of water. Thinking it was a river, she lifted her dress to cross it. Sulaiman gently informed her, "Indeed, it is a palace paved with glass." In that moment, surrounded by miracles that defied logic, Bilqis understood. The power before her was not of this world, it was divine. Humbled and in awe, she declared, "My Lord, indeed I have wronged myself, and I submit with Sulaiman to Allah, the Lord of the worlds." And so the Queen of Sheba and her people embraced the path of truth, guided by wisdom, not force. Prophet Sulaiman dedicated his life to his divine mission, building places of worship and spreading justice throughout his vast kingdom. Among his most monumental achievements was the construction of the Beit al-Maqdis, the sacred temple in Jerusalem. He commanded the jinn to undertake this colossal task, using massive stones from the mountains and molten brass. They worked tirelessly, driven by their fear of their master's authority. But when the time of Sulaiman's death came, it arrived in a way that only Allah could ordain, carrying a profound lesson for all. Sulaiman was standing, leaning on his staff, observing the jinn as they continued their hard labor. In that very posture, his soul was gently taken by Allah. For days, weeks, perhaps even months, his body remained standing, propped up by his staff. The jinn, completely unaware, continued their work, fearing his watchful eye. They toiled on in humiliating servitude, believing their master was still alive. It was only when a tiny creature, a termite, slowly gnawed through the wooden staff that it finally gave way. The staff broke, and Prophet Sulaiman's body fell to the ground. Only then did the jinn realize the truth. Their great king was gone. The Quran recounts this event, saying, "And when we decreed for him death, nothing indicated to them his death except a creature of the earth eating his staff. But when he fell, the jinn became clear that if they had known the unseen, they would not have remained in the humiliating punishment." This final act served as a powerful reminder that knowledge of the unseen belongs to Allah alone. The story of Prophet Sulaiman is one of a king who ruled with unparalleled wisdom, justice, and faith. He commanded the forces of nature, spoke with animals, and governed a kingdom of both humans and jinn. Yet, through all his power and glory, he remained a humble servant, constantly turning to his Creator in gratitude. His life reminds us that true strength is not found in wealth, armies, or worldly dominion, but in complete and utter submission to Allah. He was a king unlike any other, a man who ruled the world but served only one master. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through history. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. And always remember, true wisdom lies in gratitude and submission to the Almighty.